Every week, one 8-hour video will be uploaded. All novels uploaded here are completed, so you will get a full story without searching or waiting. I have listened to the translated version on web, and there are no major problems with translation. If you want Chinese novel translated, give me the original name of the novel and I will respond to your request as soon as possible. Please make sure your request is on the latest video. If you hear this "u" sound in the novel, it means either question mark or some space is left, like getting materials or experience gain there more but not shown. If after a name is used and after there is silence, it means exclamation marks were used as in shock. I don't know if this will happen in recorded one, but it happened in web version. Chapter 148. Believe it or not, I have nothing to do with you anymore. Please stay away from me. Lu Fei turned away from Wang Taiyu impatiently. Wang Taiyu quickly stepped in front of Lu Fei. Fei, I know you're saying one thing but thinking another. You're still hoping to get back together with me and build a happy family, aren't you? We're still young. We can still have a younger brother or sister for Wang Hao. As Wang Taiyu was painting a rosy picture for Lu Fei, envisioning a beautiful future, a strong hand suddenly rested on his shoulder, and a magnetic, firm male voice came from behind him. Ex-husband, you don't need to bother with such things. We'll work hard to give Wang Hao a whole bunch of younger brothers and sisters. Seeing Chun Bo, Lu Fei was stunned for a moment. After not seeing him for over a week, Chun Bo seemed to have become even more handsome and masculine. Lu Fei smiled radiantly, quickly stepping forward to link her arm with Chun Bo's. Why did you take so long to get here? Have you been waiting long? Not at all. I just saw someone who disgusted me. Who the hell are you? Wang Taiyu angrily pushed away the hand on his shoulder, put his hands on his hips, and roared. I am Fei's boyfriend, Wang Hao's stepfather, and the biological father of Wang Hao's younger brothers and sisters. If I ever hear you speak disrespectfully to Fei again, I'll beat you up, Chun Bo challenged. Seeing that face, which bore some resemblance to Wang Hao, Chun Bo couldn't help but feel angry. Moreover, Lu Fei was now his woman. To dare to lay hands on his woman in front of him, not giving him a big slap, was already a stroke of luck. Heh! Wang Taiyu scrutinized Chun Bo, letting out a cold laugh. Kid, a young punk, about the same age as his son, dared to claim to be his ex-wife's boyfriend. Could he believe it? He was still thinking of ridiculing Lu Fei's childish behavior. However, just as he opened his mouth, Chun Bo and Lu Fei completely ignored Wang Taiyu, holding hands and walking towards a limited edition metallic silver Lamborghini parked not far away. Lu Fei was not surprised by this very flashy sports car. With Chun Bo's capabilities, even if he had 100 or so such sports cars, she wouldn't be surprised. She naturally and smoothly got into the Lamborghini. With a roar, the engine's roar sounded, and it sped away. Seeing this scene, Wang Taiyu's mouth dropped open in surprise. He, like Wang Hao, was a sports car enthusiast. Although he couldn't afford one, they were both very passionate about famous sports cars worldwide. Just by looking at the exterior, he could clearly tell the configuration and value of this sports car. Anyone who could drive this limited edition Lamborghini, worth tens of millions, must have an extraordinary identity. His BMW 7 Series was nothing compared to it. Could it be that this young man, about the same age as his son, was really Lu Fei's boyfriend? But he had never heard Wang Hao say that Lu Fei had a boyfriend, so he immediately dialed Wang Hao's phone. 10 minutes later, screech! A brand new yellow Xiaomi SU7 Ultra stopped at the community entrance. The spirited Wang Hao got out of the car and walked towards Wang Taiyu with an arrogant stride. Finally getting this Xiaomi SU7 Ultra, Wang Hao temporarily forgot the anger in his heart. Plus, Lu Fei hadn't been with Chun Bo for over a week, so he thought Lu Fei's novelty with Chun Bo had worn off. Even if they had been together before, he considered it as if Lu Fei had been possessed by a ghost. Most importantly, he had already contacted a master who could deal with Chun Bo. Wang Hao firmly believed that Chun Bo wouldn't be able to cause trouble for much longer. With these good tidings combined, Wang Hao had been in an excellent mood these past few days, even walking with a spring in his step. Dad, why did you call me so urgently? What's up? Wang Taiyu glanced at his son, then at the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra Wang Hao was driving. "Son, is this your car?" Wang Hao nodded proudly, saying with self-satisfaction, "How is it cool, right? 3-motor, 4-wheel drive system, maximum horsepower 1500, instant launch. Wanna try it out? Where did you get the money to buy such an expensive car? Did you buy it with a loan?" "This is nothing, I bought it in full. Only a fool would buy a car with a loan these days." Wang Taiyu's heart was instantly struck a heavy blow, feeling incredibly stifled, because his BMW 7 Series was bought with a loan, and it was a 0 down payment. "Son, did you strike it rich? This car must have cost over 500,000 to get on the road." Wang Taiyu's eyes lit up as he ran his hand over the yellow Xiaomi car. When it came to the money, Wang Hao just gave an awkward laugh. Although Lu Fei paid for the car, he knew very well where Lu Fei's money came from. Could he tell his dad that it was money mommy earned from selling herself? Whenever he thought of this, he also believed that his mommy's deal wasn't a loss. Not everyone could give as much as Chen Bo. It was just that he found it difficult to accept and acknowledge the relationship between Lu Fei and Chen Bo. "Never mind that, why did you call me in the first place? If there's nothing, I'm leaving. Do you know about your mommy having a boyfriend?" Wang Hao looked at his dad in astonishment. "You know? So, that young punk who came to pick up your mommy just now really is your mommy's boyfriend? Damn, that son of a bitch Chen Bo is here again? No wonder mommy spent half the morning getting dressed up." Next, Wang Hao roughly explained the situation between Chen Bo and Lu Fei to Wang Taiyu. Of course, he omitted the fact of Chen Bo and Lu Fei's intimacy, only saying they were ordinary boyfriend and girlfriend. He believed that there was still affection between Wang Taiyu and Lu Fei, and he still hoped that his parents could reconcile and rebuild a happy family. What man could accept the fact that his wife was intimate with another man, even if they were already divorced? Wang Taiyu listened to Wang Hao's account, his eyes flickering thoughtfully. "You're saying that guy is very rich, and he even gave your mommy a Maybach worth over 3 million, and even your Xiaomi car was given by your mommy's boyfriend?" Although he was unwilling to admit it was true, Wang Hao still nodded. But he quickly realized something was off. "Dad, is that the point? Aren't you trying to get back with mommy? The current key points is how to make mommy change her mind, right?" "Cough, what do you know, kid?" Wang Taiyu was secretly overjoyed. What he was thinking now was that since Lu Fei had hooked up with a rich man like Chen Bo, she must have plenty of money. He had never really thought about getting back together with Lu Fei. He didn't care at all what Lu Fei did with other men. For years, he had been struggling with his business outside. But with the market conditions of these past few years, the more he struggled, the deeper his debts became, reaching a point of desperation. That's why he came up with a way to resolve his debts. That was to remarry Lu Fei. Although the real estate market was currently sluggish, the house Lu Fei lived in could still sell for 5 or 6 million. "All right, your mommy really is charming. She can even win over a rich young master like that." Wang Taiyu chuckled lewdly. Chapter 149. "This isn't the way to the hotel. Where are you taking me?" In the car, Lu Fei looked at the street view outside the window and asked in confusion, "Do I only meet you when I have those needs? Isn't that the case?" Chen Bo thought back. Aside from the first 2 times he took Lu Fei shopping and to dinner, the rest of their meetings were basically straight to the hotel, getting right to the point. Thinking of this, Chen Bo could only give an awkward smile. "I have a surprise for you today." "What surprise?" "I said it's a surprise. How can I let you know in advance?" "You'll understand when we get there." Chen Bo smiled slightly, feigning mystery. Half an hour later, Chen Bo drove his Lamborghini into Sansha Island, the backyard of the wealthy in Yangcheng and a paradise for the rich. Everyone living here was either a wealthy woman or a super-rich magnate. Those who could afford a house here had assets no less than 10 digits. Any random villa inside was worth hundreds of millions. The entire rich island was surrounded by water, and you could see Yangcheng's landmark, the Yangcheng Tower, by looking up. Such a wealthy district was unique in all of Yangcheng. It had schools, sports fields, hospitals, and all other facilities imaginable. Chen Bo's car stopped in the front row villa area closest to Yangcheng CBD. "We're here. You're not bringing me here just for dinner, are you? Guess. So mysterious. Could it be that you're going to buy me a villa here? Lu Fei joked. As a native of Yangqing, Lu Fei naturally knew what Sanxia Island was. Those who lived here were either rich or powerful. The thought of owning a villa here was something Lu Fei didn't even dare to imagine. As Chen Bo and Lu Fei got out of the car, a middle-aged man in his 30s or 40s, with a slicked-back hairstyle resembling Chow Yun-fat, walked out of the villa closest to Chen Bo. Behind him followed a curvy female secretary wearing gold-rimmed glasses. Hello, President Bo. I am Guan Jifeng, director of Gaofeng Catering Group. Last night, Guan Jifeng had already seen Chen Bo from a distance at the auction and was incomparably shocked by Chen Bo's extremely extravagant spending. Moreover, Chen Bo had also bid for the villa he consigned for auction. Therefore, he decided to personally come and find President Bo today. Seeing Chen Bo again under the dappled sunlight, he was still amazed by Chen Bo's youth and handsomeness.
Hello, Director Guan. I'm Chen Bo.
Chen Bo extended his hand generously, neither humble nor arrogant. President Bo truly astounded everyone last night. Such patriotism truly earns my admiration, Director Guan. It's truly a case of a hero emerging in his youth. Director Guan, you flatter me. I merely did my small part. I also have to thank Director Guan for giving up such a wonderful villa to me. President Bo saying that truly shames me, Guan. I should be thanking President Bo for being willing to take over this villa, allowing me to recover funds. Guan Jifeng was a bit of a familiar person. Upon seeing Chen Bo, he acted as if he had met a friend he had known for many years, and regardless of whether Chen Bo wanted to listen, he pulled Chen Bo aside and began to pour out his troubles. It was nothing more than the economic downturn in recent years, which had severely impacted his catering group. As a result, his capital chain was almost on the verge of breaking. He had no choice but to sell this villa to recover funds. This villa, worth 500 million yuan, had been listed with an agent for a year without a sale. So he decided to try auctioning it. He never expected that Chen Bo would actually bid for it at the auction. Director Guan, let's go see the villa first, and then we can handle the transfer of ownership. Chen Bo interrupted Guan Jifeng's chatter. Otherwise, Guan Jifeng could have rambled on for another hour or two. My apologies, my apologies. I've fallen into my old habit again. Whenever I meet someone I admire, I just can't stop talking. Haha. President Bo, please don't take offense. This place will belong to President Bo from now on, but I'm afraid President Bo might not be very familiar with its layout and design. I'll have my secretary give you a detailed tour. How does that sound? Guan Jifeng pushed his secretary forward. It was clear that Guan Jifeng had an unusual relationship with his curvy secretary. Thank you for the trouble, Chen Bo said politely. Lily, you must clearly explain all the layout and design of the villa to President Bo. Understood? Yes, Director Guan. The female secretary pushed up her gold-rimmed glasses and smiled. President Bo, please follow me. Lily made a gesture of invitation. Chen Bo held Lu Fei's hand and followed Lily into the villa's garden. President Bo, look at these two 30-year-old podocarpus trees. Director Guan spent 10 million to transplant them here. There's a saying in Yangqing, a family with podocarpus trees will never be poor for generations. Podocarpus trees symbolize longevity, wealth, and good fortune. Lily walked in front of Chen Bo, meticulously introducing every detail of the villa to him. Bo, this couldn't be, Lu Fei asked in a low voice. From the conversation between Chen Bo and Guan Jifeng just now, Lu Fei had already guessed a thing or two. But she still wanted Chen Bo to confirm this idea. This is the surprise I have for you. Do you like it? Chen Bo's tone was casual, as if buying this villa was as simple as buying groceries at the market for him. Lu Fei was instantly speechless. She didn't know about Chen Bo's extravagant deeds online when he transformed into President Bo. She only knew Chen Bo was rich, but she never expected Chen Bo to actually give her a villa in the wealthiest district of Yangqing. Hearing the conversation between Chen Bo and Lu Fei, the female secretary, Lily, was also shocked. Could it be that President Bo bought this villa to give to the woman in front of him? This woman looked slightly better in appearance and figure than herself. But her age was also clearly a few years older than herself. She must be in her early 30s, right? President Bo actually bought this villa, worth hundreds of millions, and gave it to her for this woman? Given her relationship with Guan Jifeng, she was very clear about the value of this villa. The renovation alone cost 20 million, including the 2 podocarpus trees worth 10 million. The value of the villa itself was even as high as several hundred million. She had been with Guan Jifeng for so many years, and Guan Jifeng only gave her a 20 million yuan penthouse in Xinqing. Lily was filled with envy, jealousy, and hatred. If she knew Lu Fei was nearly 40 years old, she would probably go crazy with jealousy. For a moment, Secretary Lily's attitude towards Chun Bo became even more respectful. If even an older single woman like Lu Fei could be given a villa worth hundreds of millions, what if she herself gained President Bo's favor? Unbelievable. President Bo, this is the main building of the villa. It has 4 floors in total, including 3 floors of residential space and a basement. The villa occupies 200 square meters, and the entire villa has a usable area of 1,000 square meters. The first floor includes a reception hall, kitchen, tea room, and 2 staff rooms. The second floor and above have 5 suites, each with an independent bathroom, shower, and walk-in closet. The female secretary meticulously introduced every detail of the villa. Chapter 150. The interior decoration of the villa far exceeded Chun Bo and Lu Fei's imagination in terms of luxury. It turned out that the $500 million villa was not only expensive because of its location, but even its interior decoration and design far surpassed Chun Bo and Lu Fei's understanding. At this moment, Chun Bo and Lu Fei were like country bumpkins entering the city. Their eyes opened wide, marveling at everything. Because he had seen many grand occasions recently, Chun Bo's reaction was not too obvious. Plus, his reputation as President Bo, a generous and powerful figure, preceded him. Who would have thought that Chun Bo's heart was already extremely shocked at this moment? Lu Fei was also increasingly surprised as she looked around. As a luxury goods counter attendant, she had met many rich people and attended quite a few events. Even with such a high level of experience, Lu Fei was stunned by the villa's luxuriousness. Completely refreshed her worldview. Even the walk-in closet in any of the suites was larger than the room she currently lived in. How many clothes would it take to fill this walk-in closet? Lu Fei exclaimed. What's that? After we move in, I'll book out all the women's clothing in Taiku Hui and fill all the walk-in closets here with your clothes, guaranteeing that you won't wear the same outfit every day for the rest of your life. Lu Fei smiled faintly. Filled with my clothes? What about you? Aren't you planning to live here? I have fewer clothes. Just leave me a small compartment, Chun Bo said with a laugh. Chun Bo was not joking. Excluding bulky winter clothes, his clothes couldn't even fill a single suitcase. Lu Fei happily linked her arm through Chun Bo's. No way, you have to have as many as I do. If you don't buy them, I will. And the shoe cabinets, watch cabinets, jewelry cabinets, I'll fill all of them for you. Chun Bo looked touched. It's my wife who thinks of me. The female secretary, Lily, choked on her saliva, as if she had just eaten a mouthful of overly sweet dog food. Upon reaching the master bedroom on the 3rd floor, Chun Bo and Lu Fei were already a bit aesthetically fatigued. The master bedroom was still very luxurious, but Chun Bo and Lu Fei were no longer overly surprised. Only a large bed, 3 meters long and 3 meters wide, piqued Chun Bo's curiosity. President Bo has excellent taste. This is a smart AI multifunctional bed that our President Guan ordered for 3 million yuan. It can adjust to any comfortable shape according to one's preferences, and it also has memory and AI functions. Through continuous training, it can record the owner's various movements and preferences, assisting the owner in real time to complete various actions and meeting the needs of both partners for different body types and posture changes. In terms of sleep, it can provide over 6,000 types of sleep experiences, monitor the owner's physical condition in real time, and adjust the softness and fit of various zones. At Chun Bo's urging, Lu Fei lay down on the bed with curiosity. As soon as Lu Fei lay down, Lily operated something, though it was unclear what. Lu Fei's abdomen was pushed up by the raised mattress, then lowered. The motion repeated, and Lu Fei's face instantly flushed red. Because this bed doesn't have Ms. Lu's usage memory yet, it cannot adjust to Ms. Lu's most comfortable frequency. However, this bed can be adjusted to vibrate according to sound waves or music frequency. Watching Lu Fei's body jiggle up and down, Chun Bo found it very amusing. So he also lay on the bed to experience this high-tech marvel. And it's true, this thing wasn't as stiff as he imagined. Instead, it felt like a very comfortable force was constantly pushing his body. He couldn't even imagine how amazing it would be to do things on this bed. What a good thing. Guan Jifeng, that scoundrel, really knows how to enjoy himself. It was clear that Secretary Lily and Guan Jifeng had used this bed many times in the past. Thinking of this, Chun Bo felt a bit uneasy. The bed was a good thing, but it needed to be replaced with a new one. Otherwise, Chun Bo would find it unhygienic. Not only the bed in this villa, but also those of Lin Ruoshi, Zhang Jingwen, and Lu Hui, all needed to be replaced. In addition to the bedrooms, the third floor of the villa also featured a study, an art studio, and a super-large scenic terrace spanning over 60 square meters. Standing on this terrace, one could take in the sparkling scenery of the Pearl River and the prosperity of the Yangcheng CBD on the opposite bank. The basement also housed a multifunctional audiovisual room, a gym, a piano practice room, and more. The villa was also equipped with an elevator, making moving between floors effortless. In addition, the villa was configured with 4 parking spaces. Everyone knows that parking spaces are very tight in Yangcheng, and in Sansha Island, a place where every inch of land is precious, parking resources are even scarcer. A villa with 4 parking spaces is considered quite generous. That concludes the entire layout and design of the villa. Is President Bo satisfied with this villa? Lily introduced the entire villa with a smile. Very satisfied. How do we handle the transfer procedures? You don't need to worry about that, President Bo. You only need to provide the relevant documents, and we can handle it within 1 day. Fei, give your documents to Ms. Lily to process the transfer, Chun Bo said calmly. But Chun Bo's simple words simultaneously shocked both Lu Fei and Lily beyond compare. Me? Lu Fei asked, pointing at herself in astonishment. That's right.
Chun Bo nodded.
Isn't it a surprise? This villa is my gift to you. Upon hearing this, Lu Fei was instantly dumbfounded. She felt a bit suffocated. She had just assumed that Chun Bo bought this villa merely to grant her the right to live in it. A bit like keeping a mistress in a gilded cage. No matter how wild her imagination, she never thought Chun Bo would directly register this villa under her name. What did this mean? After the successful transfer, this villa would be premarital property, and Lu Fei would have the right to dispose of it as she pleased at any time. This was clearly private property. Lu Fei was so stunned by Chun Bo's sudden gesture that she became disoriented, unsure how to express her feelings at once. Lily was also stunned. This was a $500 million first-line river view villa. President Bo actually gave it to this woman without hesitation? This surprise is a bit too exaggerated. Are you trying to scare me to death? This gift is too valuable. I can't accept it. Why don't you register it under your name? I'm already very happy just to be able to live here. Lu Fei smoothed her proud chest and said with a frown. She was very pleased and touched by Chun Bo's thoughtfulness. This proved that Chun Bo truly had her in his heart. But this gift was simply too grand. So grand that she didn't dare to accept it. How many couples argue endlessly over whose name to put on the wedding house before marriage? Some even go for prenuptial agreements to avoid financial disputes in case of divorce. Now, Chun Bo had given her a villa worth 500 million yuan. He didn't even discuss it with her and decided to register the villa under her name. At this moment, Lu Fei's eyes were filled with nothing but emotion. She wished she could give Chun Bo a litter of little monkeys right away. With the atmosphere thus set, Lily immediately realized it was time to create some private space for the two. So, she quietly retreated, her high heels clicking softly. Anyone with a bit of emotional intelligence would know that these two were about to have a verbal battle. Chapter 151. After Lily left, Chun Bo and Lu Fei indeed had a fierce verbal battle. It almost escalated into a physical conflict. However, most of the items in this villa were used by Guan Jifeng and Lily, so Chun Bo truly didn't dare to use them indiscriminately, including that smart AI multifunctional bed. The thought of Guan Jifeng and Lily having rolled in the sheets on it made both Chun Bo and Lu Fei feel a bit disgusted. On the scenic balcony on the third floor, Lu Fei hooked her arm through Chun Bo's, snuggling together as they gazed at the prosperity of Yang City across the river. "Bo, are you really going to give this villa to me? Miss Lily just said this villa is worth 500 million. Won't that be too valuable? If I accept it, I'm afraid you'll think I'm a gold digger, a woman who only cares about money." Lu Fei was still a bit overwhelmed by the favor. "Then do you like it? How about we live here from now on?" Chun Bo asked with a smile. Who could resist this temptation? Being able to live here, I'd probably wake up laughing even in my dreams. But as long as you like it, that's all that matters. Even if you liked the moon in the sky, I would send you up there. Chun Bo waved his hand, saying grandiosely. "Humph." Lu Fei playfully slapped Chun Bo. "Shouldn't you be taking it down and giving it to me? Look at you. Am I an immortal to pluck down the moon? But even if I can't pluck it down, there's still a way to send you up there. I hear that the beautiful country is already preparing to expand its business. For only $1 billion, they can send people to the moon for a trip. I'm not going. Wherever you are, I'll go." Lu Fei's gaze towards Chun Bo was filled with love. Lu Fei. Affection +1. Lu Fei. Affection +1. Lu Fei. Affection +1. Lu Fei's current affection. 99 points. Humph. Lu Fei's affection had already reached 99. If it could reach 100 points, he would become the most important person in Lu Fei's heart, and she would obey his every word, right? If that were truly the case, then it would be time to make Lu Fei completely break off her relationship with Wang Hao. He had given Lu Fei so much, and yet this kid Wang Hao would get to enjoy the benefits and become a rich second-generation heir? Dream on. Chun Bo did all of this, firstly, because Lu Fei was indeed excellent. Both her figure and personality were very much to his liking. Secondly, he wanted to completely separate Lu Fei from Wang Hao so that he could fully trample and humiliate Wang Hao. Chun Bo still hadn't forgotten the grudge from when he was framed for prostitution. Soon, the blissfully happy Lu Fei had already begun to fantasize about her future with Chun Bo. She knew Chun Bo wouldn't marry her, but that didn't affect her determination to have a child with him. In this villa, she had even planned out the nursery. What surprised Chun Bo was that in Lu Fei's fantasies, there was no place for Wang Hao. "Aren't you going to let Wang Hao live with us?" Chun Bo asked tentatively. "Do you really think I'm stupid? That I can't see your relationship isn't good? Actually, the first time I met you, I knew you and Hao Hao had a conflict. I didn't expose it because I just wanted to see if there was any possibility of resolving your conflict. Who knew you, this scoundrel, would actually set your sights on me? I know you were initially using me to anger Hao Hao, to get back at him." Lu Fei stared at Chun Bo with an incredibly intelligent gaze. Chun Bo was stunned. They say never treat anyone as a fool, or else in the end, the fool will only be yourself. Lu Fei, a shrewd person who had lived for nearly 40 years. How could she not see through his little schemes? "Since you know everything, why did you still choose to be with me? What woman can resist the pursuit of a young, rich little puppy? At first, I only wanted to tease you a bit, but who knew you were so bold in Ju City, actually going straight to battle? I didn't even have time to refuse. After divorcing Hao Hao's father, I've been single for over 10 years, and it's when my needs are most vigorous. You just happened to appear, so at first, I didn't feel there was anything wrong with having a relationship with you. It was just mutual benefit. But later, I found you to be even more outstanding than I imagined. I truly fell in love with you. My life cannot be without you. My love for you has long surpassed my love for Hao Hao. So, rather than making you both feel awkward, it's better to let him stand on his own 2 feet. Besides, he's about to graduate from university. I've raised him for 20 years, and I've fulfilled my obligations. From now on, I should live for myself and for you. Chun Bo didn't doubt Lu Fei's words. The 99 points of affection determined by the system were enough to prove that he already occupied a primary position in Lu Fei's heart. Perhaps it was truly because her affection had reached 99 points that Lu Fei would tell Chun Bo her true inner thoughts. After Lu Fei confessed her inner thoughts, she suddenly grabbed Chun Bo's hands affectionately. "Darling, can you tell me about the conflict between you and Hao, and see if we can resolve it? You are both important people to me, and I don't want you to be at odds forever." Lu Fei's expression was very serious, devout, with a hint of pitiful hope in her eyes. Fine. Chun Bo also wanted to know how Lu Fei would choose after learning about Wang Hao's actions. Chun Bo recounted the details of his grievances with Wang Hao. Would she choose to cut ties with him, or uphold justice even against her own kin? If Lu Fei chose to intercede for Wang Hao, then his relationship with Lu Fei would come to an end. That beast! How could I have raised such a beast? He acted so well-behaved and sensible in front of me, but I never imagined he did so many bad things at school, just like that scoundrel Wang Taiyu. He has truly disappointed me too much. After hearing Chun Bo's account, Lu Fei was furious. Not only did he hook up with a friend's girlfriend, but he also set up Chun Bo for prostitution, causing Chun Bo to be administratively detained for 5 days. Is this something a human being would do? Darling, don't worry. I will definitely make that beast apologize to you. What if he refuses?
Chun Bo retorted.
Then I will cut off all ties with him, Lu Fei said decisively.
Lu Fei's attitude greatly satisfied Chun Bo.
Perhaps due to her age or extreme disappointment with Wang Hao's various actions, the enraged Lu Fei continued to rant for several minutes. She only stopped complaining when Chun Bo firmly sealed her mouth. At the same time, in a private club in Yang City Financial District. What? Failed? How is this possible? With your strength and the chi-gathering pill, killing a Chun Bo should be a simple matter, shouldn't it? You can't even handle such a simple task. Upon hearing Ouyang Qin's report of the failed assassination of Chun Bo, Tang Zhen's eyes widened in fury, almost overturning the table. However, Ouyang Qin's state today seemed a bit off. She was always distracted. Anyway, it just failed. Ouyang Qin didn't want to explain too much. Should she tell Tang Zhen that Chun Bo, that shameless scumbag, had actually cultivated the glamour technique and even taken her body? Then what did Tang Zhen's previous experience in the illusion even count for? Chapter 152. Tang Zhen's brows furrowed deeply, a sense of unease stirring within him. From the strength Chun Bo displayed last night, Chun Bo's true identity was certainly not simple. Now that Chun Bo knew he intended to kill him, how could he sit idly by and await his demise? He had underestimated Chun Bo too much. At this moment, he felt a certain degree of regret. If he had known this, he should have prepared more contingencies last night to ensure a single, decisive kill. That chi-gathering pill, did he take it? Ouyang Qin shook her head. I don't know. The creases between Tang Zhen's brows deepened even further. What exactly were you doing last night? Answering I don't know to everything. Tang Zhen wanted to thoroughly scold Ouyang Qin. But then he suddenly noticed Ouyang Qin's unusual state and asked warily, You couldn't have been conquered by him, fallen in love with him, could you? Can you not disgust me? I wish I could butcher that scoundrel and feed him to the dogs right now. Ouyang Qin's numb expression finally showed emotion, and it was extremely intense. Tang Zhen had never seen Ouyang Qin lose her composure like this in front of him. This doesn't make sense. Even with your charm, you couldn't take down Chun Bo. How on earth did he do it? How did he do it? Ouyang Qin instantly bristled. You don't know. That dog Chun Bo isn't even a man. He actually cultivates the glamour technique. What kind of man cultivates the glamour technique? But that bastard, as a grown man, he really does cultivate the glamour technique, and his glamour technique is even more advanced than mine. I wanted to use the glamour technique to charm him and then kill him. Who would have thought I'd be charmed by him instead? And even let. In her fury, Ouyang Qin almost blurted out that Chen Bo had taken her innocence. Fortunately, she stopped herself in time, because in Tang Zhen's mind, her innocence had already been taken by him. Upon hearing about Chen Bo cultivating the glamour technique, Tang Zhen's mouth twitched involuntarily. No wonder Ouyang Qin was so furious. Chen Bo's low standards had clearly broken through Ouyang Qin's acceptable bottom line. It's just that he took a little advantage of you. This isn't the first time something like this has happened to you. You don't need to take it too seriously. Tang Zhen offered a rare word of comfort. However, since you had such intimate contact with him, there were plenty of opportunities to kill him. How could you have failed? That bastard isn't human at all. He pulls up his pants and doesn't acknowledge anything. Ouyang Qin grew angrier as she spoke. I thought that even without the glamour technique with my looks, he would at least show some tenderness. I asked him, "Don't you feel anything for me?" Do you know how that bastard answered? How did he answer? He said, "The wise do not fall in love. Pregnancy is not my responsibility." Tang Zhen fell silent after hearing this. After a long pause, he softly uttered, "That scumbag." Tang Zhen considered himself a scumbag, but he never expected Chen Bo to be even worse than him. Even Ouyang Qin couldn't escape Chen Bo's clutches. Thinking of Lu Hui, Tang Zhen's heart ached. More than a scumbag, he's a beast. I've met quite a few men, but I've never seen anyone as devoid of tenderness or as relentlessly aggressive as him. Recalling the soreness from last night, Ouyang Qin ranted like a shrew for a long time before her anger finally subsided slightly. Tang Zhen's mouth twitched again. Are you implying that I'm not as potent as Chen Bo? In this regard, a man's desire to win is extremely strong. He really wanted to immediately let Ouyang Qin experience who was stronger, him or Chen Bo. But after some thought, he decided against it. The most important thing now was to completely eliminate Chen Bo before he could retaliate. We really underestimated Chen Bo, Tang Zhen suddenly sighed. Initially, I thought he was just a profligate, extremely lustful young master. But who would have thought he was clearly a beast driven by desire, cold and ruthless. With your beauty and the glamour technique, anyone in this world immune to your charm must either be a grandmaster-level powerhouse or a martial artist cultivating emotionless martial arts. Other men, no matter how much they restrain themselves, would inevitably be moved. You know, even our Tang family head, when he sees you, will intentionally or unintentionally glance at you a few more times in a crowd. Your charm is evident, but I never expected that bastard Chen Bo, after being with you once, could remain completely unmoved, not even revealing a single flaw. If such a person is not eliminated in time, he will surely become a major threat in the future. Therefore, you still need to remain by Chen Bo's side, waiting for an opportunity to act. Still need to. Ouyang Qin's voice instantly rose by 8 octaves, and she stared with her phoenix eyes, saying, "You mean you want me to go to him again?" Exactly. As the saying goes, love grows over time, and humans are not plants. How can they be emotionless? With more time, I don't believe he won't reveal a flaw. Tang Zhen showed a sinister smile. Although love grows over time, he wasn't afraid that Ouyang Qin would betray him, because he held her lifeblood in his hands. That may be true, but how long would it take for him to develop feelings? Ouyang Qin frowned. So this time, we must use multiple approaches to ensure a decisive kill against Chen Bo. We cannot let him disrupt my plan again. As Tang Zhen spoke, he pulled out a cultivation manual and handed it to Ouyang Qin. Use this to deal with Chen Bo. This is the Yin-Wind dual cultivation great method. During cultivation, you can secretly absorb Chen Bo's vital essence, slowly draining his body. This method is covert. He won't be able to detect it during the process. By the time he realizes it, it will be too late. His vital essence will have already been sucked dry by you, making it difficult for him to recover in a short period. His body will be in an extremely weakened state, giving you an opportunity to strike at him. Even if you fail on your end, I have a backup plan. I've already contacted a Qi-gathering 7th-level assassin on the dark web to deal with a weakened Chen Bo. It's guaranteed to be foolproof. This time, Chen Bo is dead for sure. Tang Zhen's face showed ruthlessness. He never expected that dealing with a mere youth would consume so much of his energy. Not only had he offered Ouyang Qin and the Yin-Win dual cultivation great method, but he also needed to find an assassin on the dark web to deal with him. One must know that hiring a qi-gathering 7th-level expert on the dark web costs tens of millions. To deal with Chun Bo, he had already spent over 100 million. But the thought of eliminating Chun Bo filled him with immense satisfaction. Ouyang Qin's expression was solemn. The Yin-Win dual cultivation great method. Didn't that mean she would have to dual cultivate with Chun Bo every day? That beast Chun Bo had no idea how to be gentle with women. If they dual cultivated every day, would she even be able to get out of bed? But her expression quickly improved, carrying a chilling ruthlessness. Anyway, her first time was already given to that beast, so what did 100 or so more times matter? Moreover, being able to drain all of Chun Bo's vital essence in the process would be a form of revenge for herself. She decided to endure the humiliation and personally send that beast Chun Bo to hell. She truly wanted to quickly see Chun Bo's desperate and fearful expression when he faced death after she had drained his vital essence. She really wanted to see it as soon as possible. Chapter 153. Chun Bo, who was discussing the origin of life with Lu Fei in the hotel, suddenly shivered. He didn't know about Tang Zhen and Ouyang Qin's conspiracy at this moment. If he knew, Chun Bo would definitely be moved to tears, exclaiming that he had found family. They even wanted to develop feelings for him over time and drain his essence. You probably don't understand the terrifying endurance of the Kunping kidney source. At that time, it would be hard to say who would drain whose essence first. Always thinking of serving him well, who wouldn't love such a family member? Early the next morning, Lu Fei, who had deeply discussed with Chun Bo 7 times, had not yet woken up from her sleep when her phone rang. It was strange. Lu Fei didn't come home all night, yet Chun Bo didn't receive any anger points from Wang Hao. In the past, as long as Lu Fei didn't return home after 11 at night, anger points would come rushing in with the phone ring. Could it be that Wang Hao had already accepted him as a stepfather? This wouldn't do. Lu Fei groggily answered the phone. It was her ex-husband, Wang Taiyu. Why are you calling me so early? What's up? How can you be such a mother? You left Hao Hao alone at home and went on a date with your little boyfriend? Only I, his biological father, care about our son. Wang Taiyu immediately reproached. No wonder Chun Bo didn't receive any anger points from Wang Hao. Presumably, Wang Taiyu took Wang Hao out for some fun last night, and he even forgot his own mother. He's a big boy. If he can't even take care of himself, he's lived in vain. Get to the point. Lu Fei's tone turned unfriendly. So heartless. You have a new love and don't even want your son. There is indeed something I want to discuss with you. Are you free? What can't be discussed over the phone? This matter concerns your reputation. So let's talk in person. Lu Fei frowned, wondering what could possibly concern her reputation. Soon, Wang Taiyu added, remember to bring your little boyfriend too. Lu Fei's frown deepened. In a tea house run by Wang Taiyu in Yangcheng New District. Seeing Chun Bo and Lu Fei, Wang Taiyu immediately stood up and waved at them with a fawning smile. He then enthusiastically poured 2 cups of hot tea for Chun Bo and Lu Fei. You must be brother Chun Bo, right? Hao Hao has mentioned you to me. Sit, 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 we're all family, have some tea. Don't be shy. Have you no shame? Who's family with you? Lu Fei snapped angrily. Who cares about your tea? Say what you have to say and get to the point. Wang Taiyu chuckled, his flattering smile still on his face. Look at you getting angry again. After so many years, you still haven't changed your temper. With a temper like yours, you might scare brother Chun Bo. None of your business. Lu Fei rolled her eyes at Wang Taiyu. Wang Taiyu's gaze fell on Chun Bo, and he smiled. She just has that temper. Please bear with her in the future, brother Chun Bo. Wang Taiyu's attitude, acting as an elder and someone with more experience, greatly annoyed Chun Bo. Who the hell is your brother? If you say one more word of nonsense, I guarantee I can live a completely carefree life from now on. Truly young and full of vigor, No wonder you can keep Feifei so obedient. Well then, I'll get straight to the point. Recently, my business has encountered a little difficulty. We're all family, so I'd like to borrow some money from you to tide me over. Not much, just 50 million. Ignoring Chun Bo's threat, Wang Taiyu took a sip of tea, revealing a cunning smile before speaking. 50 million? Are you crazy? Lu Fei was furious. Is 50 million a lot? I've investigated your little boyfriend's identity. He's President Bo, who can casually spend tens of millions on gifts for female streamers online. 50 million from him really isn't much. Lu Fei didn't watch online live streams, so she didn't know who President Bo was. But a 500 million villa given away so easily, she believed 50 million was indeed nothing to Chun Bo. It could even slip out from between his fingers if he loosened them a bit. But why should I give it to you? Why? You must be joking. Forget 50 million. We wouldn't even give you 5 yuan, Lu Fei said decisively. Wang Taiyu's face instantly changed, a hint of ruthlessness appearing in his eyes. He pulled out a cigarette, lit it, and took a deep drag. Why? Just because you two cuckolded me? Isn't that enough? Wang Taiyu, are you sick? I divorced you over 10 years ago. Who cuckolded you? Lu Fei, usually gentle and elegant, was instantly angered by Wang Taiyu to the point of cursing. Let's go. Wang Taiyu calmly took a few more puffs of his cigarette, then pulled out his phone, opened the photo album, and showed it to Chun Bo. Seeing the photos on the phone, Lu Fei instantly broke out in a cold sweat. The scale of these photos was no less than those of Teacher Chen's works back in the day. Wang Taiyu, you bastard. How could you still have these photos? Lu Fei roared, snatching Wang Taiyu's phone and smashing it to the ground. Do you think I don't have backups of these works? Wang Taiyu said shamelessly. You know Teacher Chun has always been my idol. I've always kept our old works, and whenever it's late at night, I take them out to reminisce. Honestly, among all the women I've been with, you're still the one who satisfied me the most. I actually planned to remarry you and form a happy little family, but since you already have a boyfriend, I can't break you two up. I'm so understanding, so borrowing some money from you to get by isn't too much, is it? Wang Taiyu said, bending down to pick up his broken and bent phone. Shameless scumbag. Lu Fei was so angry that her chest heaved rapidly. Her lips trembled, and tears welled up in her eyes. Chun Bo's eyes coldly stared at Wang Taiyu. He had never harbored murderous intent towards anyone, including Wang Hao and Lin Mengyao, who had framed him. Chun Bo had never thought of killing them. But looking at Wang Taiyu in front of him, his killing intent surged. He wished he could slap him to death right then and there. With Chun Bo's current strength as a chi-gathering first-level expert, killing Wang Taiyu was as simple as crushing an ant. Afterward, he could put Wang Taiyu's body into the alien space, otherworldly space. Then this person would disappear from this world forever. But now was not the time to act. He just couldn't kill him in front of Lu Fei. Wang Taiyu, completely unaware of the approaching danger, looked at Chun Bo and Lu Fei's cold faces, feeling utterly delighted. He was convinced that no matter how hard Chun Bo and Lu Fei tried, they couldn't do anything to him. 50 million. As long as you're willing to help me through this difficulty, I guarantee these photos will always only be stored on my hard drive. Wang Taiyu said with a cunning smile. 50 million? Kidding me. Chun Bo was a fat sheep. This 50 million was just a test. If Chun Bo was willing to pay this 50 million for Lu Fei, once there was a compromise, there would be infinite compromises. All right, I'll lend you 50 million, but I don't have that much money right now. I'll transfer it to you in 3 days, Chun Bo said gloomily. Seeing that he had succeeded, joy spread across Wang Taiyu's eyebrows. President Bo is truly straightforward. Then I'll give you 3 days. If I don't receive the money in 3 days, then I won't know where my hard drive is.
Chen Bo sneered.
3 days? Let's see if you can even live to see 3 days from now. Chapter 154. After leaving Wang Taiyu, Lu Fei cried uncontrollably, constantly explaining to Chun Bo. Her explanations were nothing more than how she was young and naive back then, deceived and misled by Wang Taiyu, which led her to be with him and have those photos taken. In truth, Chunbo didn't care. He already knew Lu Fei had a child, so what was there to dwell on about her past? For someone of Lu Fei's attractiveness, to have only been with one person by middle age was already quite rare. Nowadays, some girls, barely adults, start comparing the number of people they've been with. Some more open-minded girls even change partners every week. But Lu Fei was genuinely scared. No matter how Chunbo comforted her, a thorn remained in her heart, fearing that Chunbo would distance himself from her because of this. Helpless, Chunbo could only take her back to the hotel and use actions to show her that he didn't mind her past. After another night of hard work, Lu Fei was completely appeased and fell into a deep sleep, exhausted. Of course, it might also have been from exhaustion. After Chunbo's all-night comfort, Lu Fei was in a much better mood the next day and went to her company to resign by herself. Because besides a villa, Chunbo had also given her 20 residential units. From now on, she would be a genuine landlady, able to live comfortably just by collecting rent, with no need to continue working. Moreover, in her heart, Chunbo surely didn't want her to be out in the public eye, which was why he gave her these residential units to collect rent from. Although the final exams had ended, Chunbo was still living at the school. In fact, many third-year students hadn't gone home for the summer vacation. Classmates were either busy with internships or on their way to find one. Downstairs at Chunbo's dormitory building, a beautiful woman, wearing a white t-shirt and denim shorts, revealing long, fair legs, and with a delicate, jade-like face, stood pouting downstairs at the dormitory building. "Isn't that our school's campus belle, Zhou Wanwan? She's been waiting here for 2 days. Who on earth is she waiting for? This is truly a sight to behold. It's always been guys waiting for Zhou Wanwan. I've never seen Zhou Wanwan wait for anyone else. Who is so awesome that they can make Zhou Wanwan wait here for 2 days? Isn't this the dorm of that scumbag Chunbo from the school forum? Is she waiting for Chunbo? Do you believe that? Would Campus Belle Zhou be as blind as those other girls and fall for Chunbo? Exactly. I heard Zhou Wanwan's family holds high official positions and immense power. How could a goddess of that caliber be interested in a loser like Chunbo?" Passing male students couldn't help but steal a few extra glances at Zhou Wanwan, and several classmates who recognized Zhou Wanwan began discussing her. Unaware of this, Chunbo hummed a little tune and leisurely returned to his dormitory building. "Oh, our busy man has finally appeared. It's harder to see you than to see the mayor." Zhou Wanwan suddenly darted out, blocking Chunbo's path, and said sarcastically.
Chunbo's mouth twitched.
"That's only for you, the mayor's daughter," he thought. For anyone else, seeing the mayor would be harder than ascending to heaven. Holy crap! Zhou Wanwan was really waiting for Chunbo? What virtues and abilities does Chunbo possess to be able to hook up with so many campus belle-level beauties? Lin Ruoshi, Lin Mengyao were corrupted by him, and now he's going to corrupt Zhou Wanwan too? Ding! Anger value from Tang Yi. Plus 130. Current total anger value. Plus 1,780 points. Ding! A critical hit of over 100 anger points has occurred. Rewarding stamina attribute plus 1. Current host attributes. Strength, 20. Speed, 19. Stamina, 18. That kid Tang Yi was indeed observing from nearby. However, even if he could gain anger points from Tang Yi, Chunbo didn't want to provoke Zhou Wanwan. "Heh. Zhou Wanwan, are you looking for me for something?" Chunbo asked with a forced smile. "So, I added you on WeChat for nothing, huh? You don't reply to messages, don't answer calls. I thought you'd exposed your wealth and been kidnapped to Myanmar." As Zhou Wanwan spoke, she opened her WeChat to show a string of messages she had sent to Chunbo. How could Chunbo not have seen Zhou Wanwan's messages? It was just that he really didn't want to have any involvement with Zhou Wanwan, so he hadn't even looked at the content of her messages. Because Chunbo had no interest in anything about Zhou Wanwan, nor did he want to know. He just hadn't expected her to block him downstairs at his dorm for 2 days. This crazy woman. "Miss, I have so many girlfriends to take care of. How do I have time for you?"
To disgust Zhou Wanwan. Chenbo spoke truthfully.
Because only by making Zhou Wanwan lose interest in him would she stop bothering him. Holy crap! That's awesome! Chun Bo's reply startled everyone. They knew he had many girlfriends, but could he really say that to the campus belle's face? Chun Bo, as a scumbag, time management is the most basic operation. Don't you even understand that? You can't even handle just a few girlfriends. Zhou Wanwan retorted relentlessly. Chun Bo's eyes rolled back. Why hadn't he noticed before that Zhou Wanwan was such a thoughtless person? Was that the point? The point was that he was rejecting her. Okay? This woman didn't seem to understand him. It was like this at the auction that night, and it was like this today. A sense of powerlessness welled up in Chun Bo's heart. All right, I'm scared of you. What exactly do you want from me? Come with me, Zhou Wanwan commanded, then walked forward without looking back. Helpless, Chun Bo could only follow her pace. However, after walking for a while, Chun Bo felt something was off. Zhou, are you sure this is the right way? Why are we getting more and more remote? Chun Bo looked at the increasingly secluded path, with no one around, and a flicker of suspicion crossed his eyes. Can you stop calling me Zhou? My name is Zhou Wanwan. You can call me Wanwan or Xiaowan. Besides, there's nothing strange about this path. It's a shortcut to the administration building. It's just that it's vacation, so there are fewer people. Chun Bo grew even more suspicious. He thought, why does this tactic feel so familiar? This woman wouldn't deliberately lead him to a deserted place, and then, sure enough, after they walked a little further, suddenly, Zhou Wanwan stumbled, as if twisting her ankle, and fell. And the direction she fell was right into Chun Bo's arms. Ah! Zhou Wanwan exclaimed, then clung to Chun Bo.
Chenbo, he twisted my ankle.
Can you help me up? Zhou Wanwan hugged Chun Bo tightly, a hint of joy on her pained face.
Chenbo's mouth twitched.
Her acting was clearly over the top. He had never seen anyone twist an ankle and still look so happy. Indeed, a boy alone outside must learn to protect himself well. Chun Bo, the administration building is just past this path. Can you carry me over? Zhou Wanwan said pitifully. Damn it. She's really getting more and more out of line, isn't she? Just as Chun Bo was about to refuse, Zhou Wanwan flipped herself onto Chun Bo's back. Unexpectedly, there was quite a lot under that loose white t-shirt. Chapter 155. Fine, as a classmate. It's not my style to watch a classmate suffer without lending a hand. Chun Bo carried Zhou Wanwan on his back. He absolutely agreed to carry Zhou Wanwan out of mutual affection and care between classmates, and it had absolutely nothing to do with whether Zhou Wanwan was pretty or had a good figure. Soon, Chun Bo and Zhou Wanwan arrived at the teaching building. The moment they entered the teaching building, Zhou Wanwan suddenly jumped off Chun Bo's back. She was lively and energetic, with no sign of a sprained ankle. Oh, how magical! My foot, which was hurting so much just now, suddenly got better. Before Chun Bo could even question her, Zhou Wanwan started to explain herself. Chun Bo was speechless again. Wasn't Zhou Wanwan rumored to be a cold beauty that boys shouldn't approach? How come she was acting like a joker, completely unpredictable? Led by Zhou Wanwan, Chun Bo arrived at the principal's office. Sitting at the desk was a short-haired woman, around 60 years old, with white hair and thick reading glasses. This woman was Liang Miao, the principal of the Foreign Trade University. Speaking of which, in his 3 years of university life, Chun Bo had only seen the principal once during the military parade in his freshman year. He hadn't seen her since. Even when he received a disciplinary action for PC, the one who gave him the disciplinary action was only a director-level leader. Principal, Chun Bo is here. Upon entering the office, Zhou Wanwan instantly transformed from a joker back into the aloof campus belle. Oh, it's little Zhou and little Chun. Come in, come in. At this moment, Principal Liang seemed to have transformed into a kind old grandmother, completely devoid of her usual haughty demeanor and official authority. Principal Liang, did you need me for something? Little Chun, I never imagined our school had such a profound and far-sighted student like you. Why didn't I discover you before? Mayor Zhou has already told me about your donation of the treasure. Such a noble and patriotic act truly brings honor to our school and must be praised throughout the entire school. Today, I asked little Zhou to bring you here for 2 reasons. First, to personally commend you for your actions, and second, to present you with a certificate of honor for donating a national treasure on behalf of the Municipal Bureau. Principal Liang retrieved a bright red certificate of honor with gilded lettering from her drawer. On behalf of the Municipal Bureau and the school, I once again thank you for dedicating the Mingtang Jade Buddha head to the country. Please accept this certificate of honor first. There will be school-wide and city-wide commendations later. I hope, Chun Bo, you can continue to uphold the spirit of selfless dedication. With that, Principal Liang straightened her posture and solemnly handed the certificate of honor to Chun Bo. Ah? Is that all? Is there no bonus or anything? Chun Bo took the certificate of honor and asked, puzzled.
Bonus.
Principal Liang's mouth twitched awkwardly. Other students receiving such an honor would have been beaming with joy. He never expected Chun Bo to bring up the issue of a bonus. Of course, didn't the internet say that if you hand over national treasures, you get a certificate of honor and a 500 yuan bonus? I donated a Buddha head worth 5 billion, so the bonus shouldn't be less than 500,000, right? You even donated a Buddha head worth 5 billion, and you still care about this small bonus? Zhou Wanwan said irritably. I do care. Money is something you don't mind having too much of, whether it's 3 to 5 billion or too little of, whether it's 3 to 500. Chun Bo, do you really not understand? This is a national honor, something many people dream of. National honor is naturally a good thing, but money isn't bad either. It's not like you can't have both fish and bear's paw. If possible, I want it all. Not giving any bonus at all. You guys are too stingy. Zhou Wanwan was speechless. But then she smiled sweetly at Chun Bo. Humph, I know you're doing this on purpose. Someone who can casually spend tens of millions on gifts for a female streamer, would he really care about this little bit of money? Chun Bo, this young lady won't fall for your trick. You are not a person who covets money. A bewildered Chun Bo looked utterly confused. No, sister, where did your thoughts go? I am indeed a person who covets money, and I really do need this bonus. Principal Liang quickly composed herself. Even though she usually acted haughty and bossy, being able to reach the position of principal meant she understood more about human relations. One was the mayor's daughter. The other was a big shot who didn't even care about billions. She couldn't afford to offend either of them. Little Chun, regarding the bonus, I will apply to the city for it. I believe the city will never mistreat anyone who contributes to the country. I will inform you as soon as I have any news. Additionally, you have a disciplinary record at school, and I can give you a green light here to revoke your previous disciplinary action. After all, having a disciplinary record will be very detrimental to your future employment and career advancement. What Principal Liang was referring to was Chun Bo's disciplinary action for violating regulations, when he was framed for PC by Wang Hao and Lin Mengyao. Principal Liang bringing this up meant his bonus was out of the question. A stick and a carrot. That was the rule. Revoking the disciplinary action was the carrot, and the bonus issue was the stick. Not even giving a 500 yuan bonus, truly stingy to death. Afterward, Principal Liang showered Chun Bo with extravagant praises until Chun Bo was floating on air from the compliments. And only then did Principal Liang let him and Zhou Wanwan leave. It must be said that those who can become principals are truly skilled at praising people. Walking out of the administrative building, Zhou Wanwan suddenly stopped again. Chun Bo, my foot is hurting again. Carry me. Ah, a mouse. Chun Bo suddenly shouted, pointing at Zhou Wanwan's feet. A mouse? Where Zhou Wanwan instantly shrieked in fright, jumping vigorously, showing no signs of foot pain. During this, she even tried to lean closer to Chun Bo. But Chun Bo had already moved far away. Chun Bo, you tricked me? Realizing it was Chun Bo's prank, Zhou Wanwan snapped angrily. You tricked me first. For a girl like me to let you carry me, you're already getting a good deal. Are you still complaining? Zhou Wanwan, angered, began to chase Chun Bo to hit him. Chun Bo, stop right there. But how could she outrun Chin Bo? She couldn't hit him no matter what. Oh, isn't that the campus belle Zhou Wanwan? She's actually chasing a boy and playing around? I'm so envious. I also want to be chased and hit by the campus belle. When will I ever get such treatment? Even if I get beaten to death, I'd be willing. Isn't that scumbag Chen Bo? Holy crap, he's also involved with Zhou Wanwan? How can he be so awesome, having messed around with all the campus belles? Just now, I heard that the campus belle waited for Chun Bo in the male dorm for 2 days, and I didn't believe it. I never expected Zhou Wanwan to actually be tricked by Chen Bo. Are these goddesses blind? Even though they know Chen Bo is involved with so many girls, they still let him deceive them. What exactly are Chun Bo's good qualities? I'm not convinced.